If you can identify with this message, then you could possibly be struggling to overcome a difficult situation in your life, a difficult memory, a difficult experience that really brought you down to an all-time low. And you're asking yourself, how do I move forward? How do I have this new experience? How do I have a new beginning? How do I be happy again, right? How do I live in a state of joy instead of pain and grief and sadness? Well, though hard, sometimes you really have to sit back and identify what that traumatic experience was, because there are times where we compile difficult experiences and painful situation and grief, and we compile and we try to put it on the back burner and act like that it doesn't matter, it doesn't exist, it doesn't bother us anymore. But it still shows up in our everyday actions. It still shows up in the way that we move in our reality. And so you have to be a student to your own thoughts. You kind of have to sit back and observe what information is coming through that is replaying old scenarios in my mind, keeping me awake, overthinking, right? It's keeping me from grasping the present moment and keeping me anchored in the past. A lot of times we're out of those experiences, right? We're not even living within the experience. We're not even living within the space in which the pain was created, and yet we're still in that state of mind. And so what do? Again, you kind of have to just sit back and really process those thoughts. And when they creep up, don't try to put them on the back burner to where they'll come back up again. You kind of have to identify, okay, is this person, is it this experience? Why do I keep showing up to this place that brings me this traumatic experience or brings me this traumatic feeling? Why do I keep engaging with these specific people? Sometimes you have to quiet the noise. Sometimes you kind of just have to be quiet and just observe your thoughts and observe the situations in which you're in that bring up the discomfort. So I challenge you, if you are someone who's looking for that new beginning, that new experience, wanting to be in that state of joy, in that state of comfort, and live in peace and not a burdened state, I challenge you to process your thoughts. Process those thoughts that are coming in and don't push them to the side, right? Acknowledge them. Okay. A lot of times we're feeling that discomfort. We're experiencing those thoughts and we're saying to ourselves, oh, I'm overreacting. I'm overthinking. I shouldn't feel that. And at the end of the day, your experience is your experience and your journey is your journey.